Hello everybody, it's Martian Beast here. I'm not coming in with the story time, I'm coming with the game history. And for this video, the game history is going to be, it's going to be probably a controversial type thing, a little bit long, but I'm kind of excited to do it because this is one of my favorite game series of all time. And everybody knows this game, you know, Call of Duty, obviously. We're going to be talking about all the games of Call of Duty. We're going to be going into the history, not the entire history, obviously, or this video will be like days upon days long. It's going to be like probably reading about 3 good paragraphs of each one. We're not going to be going into any of the expanded universes. We're going to be going through the list of games that were released from 2003 all the way up to 2019. We're not going to be counting Warzone because that's a battle royale. So yeah, let's get into the first one. Call of Duty, the first one, released back in 2003, the year I was born. Why do you think I love this game so much? I was playing when I came out of the womb, boys. Okay, so Call of Duty. The developers were Infinity Ward, the publishers, obviously Activision. The directors were, one of the directors were Ken Turner, producers Vince, can't say his last name, I just can't pronounce it. The designers were Zaid Reek, Steve Fukuda, and programmers were Jason West. This is one of the programmers. There has to be a lot of those. Artists were Justin Thomas, Michael Boone, Ursula Escher, Chance Glasgow. The writers were, one of the writers were Michael Schiffer. Composers were Michael, let's just say Michael, and then Justin because they have really weird last names that I can't pronounce. The series is obviously just Call of Duty. The engine, which was an engine that a lot of people knew way back then, which was ID Tech 3. Platforms were Microsoft Windows, OS X, and N-Gage. The release was October 29th, 2003. Hey, that was pretty close to my birthday. Wow. My birthday is October 17th, 2003. The genres were first-person shooter, modes were single player and multiplayer. Okay, so I'm just getting all this information from Wikipedia because I don't really feel like going into any like fandom threads. So yeah, let's get right into the 3 paragraphs. So Call of Duty is a 2003 first-person shooter video game developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision. It is the first installment of the Call of Duty franchise. We all love this game. I still love this game to death. I still play this game. I play all the games. Released on October 29, 2003 for Microsoft Windows, the game simulates infantry and combined arms warfare of World War II, using a modified version of the ID Tech 3 engine. Much of its theme and gameplay is similar to the Medal of Honor series, which I actually grew up on that series. I'm going to get into that in a later video. However, Call of Duty showcases multiple viewpoints staged in British, American, and Soviet theaters of World War II. So World War II was definitely a big topic for video games back then from 2005 to 2009, and it definitely did kickstart this entire video game series, and it's still going on, like with Call of Duty World War II. It's still going, and we're getting Cold War soon too, hopefully, if people stop teasing it to death. Alright, so the game introduced a new take on AI-controlled allies who support the player during missions, and react to the situational changes during gameplay. This led to a greater emphasis on squad-based play as opposed to the lone wolf approach often portrayed in earlier first-person shooter games. Much of Infinity Ward's development team consisted of members who helped develop Medal of Honor Allied Assault. I've played that game, it's awesome. The game received critical acclaim and won several Game of the Year awards from reviewers. Damn fucking right it did. Okay, so the Medal of Honor series, I love it. I actually have games in the little bag over here from the Medal of Honor series. I mean, there are also newer ones like well, I can't see them right now, but definitely newer ones. Like back in like when the Battlefield 3 was coming on, they gave like invitational beta codes for them. In September, alright, so let's get back into it. In September 2004, an expansion pack called Call of Duty United Offensive, which I'm not going to get into because it is an expansion pack. It's like a DLC, which was produced by Activision and developed by, wait, hold up. Yeah, we're not going to get into that because that's just the entire expansion pack. So, yeah, this is pretty much. Let's get into the development. Yeah, let's read the entire development thing. Alright, so the development for Call of Duty was. So the Call of Duty was developed by Infinity Ward, obviously, a new studio formed in 2002, originally consisting of 21 employees. Jesus Christ. Many of whom were project-led developers of the successful Men of Honor Allied Assault, obviously, released in the same year, led by Chief Creative Officer Vince Zampella, I think. Development began in April 2002, and the team grew to 27 members by May 2003, using an enhanced version of the ID Tech 3 game engine developed by Quake 3 Arena. And an in-house skeletal animation system called Ares Infinity Ward set out to develop a new World War II era video game that, unlike many of its predecessors, placed more emphasis on squad-based gameplay and intelligent assistance from teammates during large-scale battles. The team also extensively researched weapons, artillery, and vehicles from World War II to enhance authenticity and animation and sounds used throughout the game. And they did a huge good job on it. I mean, looking at the pictures from the E3 from 2003 for the promotion, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, obviously I wasn't there because, I mean, I was probably like a few weeks old, for like a few months probably. So that was a Call of Duty, the first Call of Duty. We're not going to be getting into the campaign or the American campaign, British campaign, Soviet campaign, the reception, the critical reception, sales, franchise ports, references, all that stuff. I'm not going to get into that and any of them. I'm just going to be reading just a few paragraphs about it, saying what I like about it, and like the developers, publishers, all the people who made it and stuff. So yeah, that was the first Call of Duty ever. Alright, so we're going to get into Call of Duty 2, one of my still favorite games. I love all of them. They're all my favorite, except for like three. Three of the games I absolutely hate. So Call of Duty 2 was released back in 2005. Again, a first-person shooter, developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision, as all the Call of Duty games were, is besides the Sledgehammer games, obviously. Okay, so Call of Duty 2, developers were Infinity Ward, publishers, Activision, obviously, I just said that, wow. Directors, Jason West, producers, Vince Zampella, designers, Zaid Reek, Steven Fukuda, programmers, Eric Pierce, artist, Michael Boone, Ursula Escher, writers, Michael Schaefer, composers, I can't pronounce it, Series Call of Duty, obviously, engine, IW Engine V2.0, platforms, Microsoft, Windows, mobile. Wait, it came out on mobile? Wow. Xbox 360 and OS X. Release was October 25th, 2005. Wow, they're all really close to my birthday. It's pretty cool. Genres, first-person shooter. Modes, single-player and multiplayer, as all the other ones. Okay, so Call of Duty 2, the 2005 first-person shooter video game developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision in most regions of the world. It is the second installment of the Call of Duty series announced by Activision on April 7, 2005. The game was released on October 25, 2005 for Microsoft Windows and November 22, 2005 as a launch title for the Xbox 360. Other versions... excuse me, I need to take a drink of water. Other versions were eventually released for OS X mobile phones and pocket PCs. The game is set during World War II, and the campaign mode is experienced through perspectives of 4 soldiers. 1 in the Red Army, 1 in the United States Army, and 2 in the British Army. It contains 4 individual campaigns, spun into 3 stories, with a total of 27 missions. Many features were added and changed from the original Call of Duty, notably regenerating health and an icon that indicates a nearby grenade about to explode. The game drew critical praise, particularly for the graphics, sound, and the regenerating health system as a launch game. The Xbox 360 version sold over 250,000 copies in the first week. That's just the first 7 days. Jesus Christ, that's a lot. And I sold over 2 million copies by January 2008. That's how many copies they sold in 2020, bros. By November 2013, the game has sold over nearly 6 million copies. Jesus Christ. This game will never die. Well, I mean, it has, but you know, people will still play it. So yeah, wait, there's an advertisement controversy? What? Oh, there's a television advertisement. Okay, let's get into that. Television advertisement for Call of Duty 2 was the subject of some controversy in 2006. The commercial, created by a Los Angeles animation studio, Rhythm and Hughes Studios, depicted a first-person view events that were supposed to transpire during the game. Rather than scenes from the game itself, some consumers felt that the advertisements were misleading, and in February 2006, the United Kingdom's Advertising Standards Authority, or the ASA, demanded that the networks remove the advertisements. After 3 consumers filed the complaints of false advertising, according to the ASA spokesperson Donna Mitchell. Viewers felt that the ad was misleading because the quality of graphics was superior to that of the games. Sorry. Activision denies that the scenes were meant to give an impression of the gameplay, stating in a press release shortly after the ASA banning that the footage was intended purely to communicate the subject matter of the game rather than to represent actual gameplay. That's interesting. I definitely did not know about that. Did not know about that until now. That was weird. Alright, so that was Call of Duty 2. Like I said, I'm not going to get into full in depth because this video would be like days upon days long because there's 16 games total. So let's get on to the next game, Call of Duty 3. Call of Duty 3 was a big one. It was definitely a big one. So Call of Duty 3, the developers were Treyarch and publishers was Activision. So we didn't see Infinity Ward with the developers this time. The directors were Richard Farrelly, producers Jason Blundell and Nick Felsen. Artists were Brian Anderson and Alex. Can't say his last name. Writers Merrick. I'm just gonna say the first names. Mark and Joel Goldsmith. Series Call of Duty Engine Treyarch NGL. Platforms PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, the Wii, Xbox 360. Jesus Christ. Genres were first-person shooter, obviously. The mode single-player, multiplayer. World War first introduced zombies, so we'll get into that soon. Alright. Call of Duty 3 is a 2006 first-person shooter video game developed by Treyarch and was published by Activision. It is the 3rd major installment of the Call of Duty series. It was released for a PlayStation 3. Well, I already get into that. It was a launch title for the PlayStation 3 and the Wii in North America, Europe, and Australia. Oh, there's not much info about this, but hold up. Alright, let's go into development then. There's not a lot of info of this on Wikipedia. I could just go into the fandom thing. Call of Duty 3 was unveiled by Activision shortly before E3 2006. It was revealed that Treyarch would be developing the title, their second in the series after Call of Duty 2, the big red one. I don't know that is add the big red one, but it's kind of important for some reason. Oh wait, yeah, the big red one is it's kind of like a side story expansion for the Xbox and Xbox 360. and other consoles, which was set to release later that year, obviously. The game would be running on Treyarch's own internal engine, NGL. I don't really know much about NGL. The game served as a launch title for PlayStation 3. Alright. Yeah, we already... Yeah, we basically just covered that, so... There's not much information about this, because... Wow. I mean, there's a Polish campaign, there's a Canadian campaign, there's a British campaign. Obviously, there's an American campaign. Well, that was Call of Duty 3, definitely a short one, so let's get into the next one. The next one, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. My absolute die-hard favorite of the Modern Warfare series. This is the first start of the Modern Warfare series. The developers were Infinity Ward, publisher was Activision. Directors, since it's from Infinity Ward, is going to be Jason West. Producers, Mark Rubin. Designers, Todd Alderman, Steve Fukuda, Mackie McCaldish, Zaid Reek. Programmers, Richard Baker, Robert Field, Francisco, I can't say the last name, Earl Harmon Jr. Artists were Richard Kriliger, Chris Chermbrini, Joel Emelise, Robert Gaines, and writers were Jesse Stern. I feel like I've heard that name before. Composers were Stephen Barton. Series Call of Duty, obviously. Engine IW 3.0. Platforms Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Mac OS X, Wii. Oh yeah, and the Wii. Release November 5th, 2007. Genres: first-person shooter. Modes: single player and multiplayer. Alright. So, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is a 2007 first-person shooter game developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision. It is the fourth main installment of the Call of Duty series. The game breaks away from the World War II setting of previous entries and instead sets in modern times. Back then, obviously. Developed over 2 years, Modern Warfare was released in November 2007 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. I already covered that, so... There's also a Reflex edition that was released in 2009. I never played it, but I did see some gameplay about it, and it was pretty spicy. The story takes place in the year 2011, so they were like thinking in the future, where a radical leader has executed the president of the unnamed country in the Middle East, and the ultra-nationalist movement ignites a civil war in Russia. Wow, this is like unlocking a whole bunch of memories I never knew I had. Jesus Christ, it's flooding my brain. The conflicts are seen from the perspectives of a U.S. Forest Reconnaissance Marine and the British SAS Commando. I'm pretty sure Call of Duty 4 is where we first see Price and Soap. Also Gaz. Rest in peace, boys. And they're set in various locations such as the United Kingdom, the Middle East. I can't pronounce that, Jesus. I'm just gonna say the Middle East, Russia, and Ukraine. The multiplayer portion of the game features various game modes and contains a leveling system that allows players to unlock additional weapons, weapon attachments, and weapon camouflage schemes as they advance. That's why this game blew up so much, because of the new diversity of it that we never had before from the previous Call of Duty games. And people just ate that up. I mean, like, IGN said it was like the best Xbox 360 game. It was crazy. I mean, it was, so, yeah. I mean, well, before Minecraft came out, which was like 2000, well, it came out publicly in 2009, but didn't really get, popular until like 2012. Anyway, we're doing Call of Duty, not Minecraft. The game received universal acclaim from critics, with the gameplay and story receiving particular praise, while criticism targeted the failure of the game to substantially innovate the first-person shooter genre. I completely think that's false, in my opinion. It's not true. The game won numerous awards from gaming websites including IGN Specs Xbox 360 game. I was just talking about that. It was the top-selling game worldwide for 2007, selling around 7 million copies by January 2008 and almost 16 million by November 2013. 16 million, Jesus Christ. It was followed by 2 sequels and that continued the storyline, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. We know those ones down to heart. A remastered version of the game, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, which was a special edition, and alright, so that doesn't compute with the stuff we're going with. Let's see if there's anything else. I think it's worth talking about anything like that. Nope, not much. Not much. I'm actually going to be running out of stock gameplay, so I'm going to have to add a lot of stuff in. That's going to suck. Alright, so we're going to come into the next Call of Duty game called Call of Duty World at War, a fan-loved favorite everywhere. At least back in 2008. So, yeah, let's get into it. It was also voted 9 out of 10 on Steam. Oh no, it's not 10 out of 10, those freaking critics, boys. Developers Treyarch, publishers Activision. I'm gonna stop getting into like the directors, producers, designers, artists, writers, and all that stuff, because that's just a little bit much. There's a lot of controversy about this game a long time ago, but I'm happy it's all over. So, Call of Duty World at War is a 2008 first-person shooter game developed by Treyarch and published by Activision. It was released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3, Wii, and the Xbox 360. In November 2008, it is the 5th main installment of the Call of Duty series, and returns the setting to World War II. My personal favorite mission was like when you're in the, I think it was called the Black Cat Plains, and like you'd like shoot down the Japanese boats and stuff. Honestly, I mainly just love the music. The music setting when you're in combat, I think I liked it a lot. Where was I? The game is also the first title in... What? Yeah, the game is also the first title in the Black Ops storyline. How? World War received ports featuring different storyline variations while remaining in the World War II setting. The Nintendo DS and PlayStation 2 was the first game in the series to feature the Zombies mode featured in later sequels. A Windows Mobile version was also made available by Glue Mobile, which I never tried and I never will. Yeah, Zombies was definitely one of my favorites in World at War. I mean, the first map before all the DLCs came out. It was so easy to train in there. All you have to do is not open the help door for the mystery box. You have to go up and all the way around so you can train easily by where you spawn. So, oh wow, gameplay's gone. Crap. Oh well, add some more stuff in later. So, let me give it where I was. The narrative for the campaign mode focused on the Pacific and Eastern Front theaters of World War II, involving the United States, Empire of Japan, Soviet Union, and Nazi Germany. It is told from the perspectives of Marine Raider Private C. Miller, U.S. Navy Petty Officer Locke, and Red Army Soldier Private Dmitry Petrenko. Which this game also featured Reznov, my favorite boy, and is based on the several historical battles of the multiplayer component of the game. Contains various game modes and leveling system, not leaving system, that allows the player to unlock additional weapons, rewards, and as they progress, just like in Call of Duty 4. Vehicles in the form of tanks that players can control appear on certain multiplayer maps. Also, like little, trio bikes and stuff. I think those were pretty cool. The game also contains downloadable content, DLCs, and map packs and stuff were booming back then. I mean, they're still booming now, but you know, EA is like, you want an extra 5 minutes of this game? Pay $6,000, which can be purchased online, a new feature to the series. I don't know about that. So development for World War II took 2 years, and it was a great. Began after the release of Treyarch's previous style Call of Duty 3, which was also set in World War II. It was the first title they developed for the series. The game is based on an enhanced version of the IW game engine developed by Infinity Ward, with increased development on audio and visual effects. Treyarch utilized the engine to make more parts of the certain environments destructible and introduce limb dismemberment, I remember, and realistic burns to the character models. The game was announced by Activision on June 23rd, 2008, summertime. World at War received positive reviews from critics. With a commercial success, it sold over 3 million copies in the United States within the first 2 months of its release, becoming one of the best-selling titles in 2008. In 2010, a sequel, Call of Duty Black Ops, was released. 3 other sequels following Call of Duty Black Ops 2, my all-time favorite game. I still love this game to death. It's just that there's so many freaking modders in it. But yeah, back in 2012, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which I fucking hate. They rushed this game so hard, and it was bad. It was so bad. I mean, the jumping everywhere. The sliding was pretty cool, but like the flying everywhere, it was stupid. I mean, yeah, I know that they tried to make it all futuristic and stuff, but I think it was definitely killing the series. And like the reload animations, like with the locust, I hated it because your hand goes through the magazine. It's not good. And Call of Duty Black Ops 4 in 2018, the Xbox 360 version of the World at War became backwards compatible on the Xbox instead of 2016, which is honestly pretty cool that they made it backwards compatible in 2016. You know, fucking almost 8 more years later. But yeah, so that was Call of Duty World at War. I'm actually going to have to save a lot of these games because it's getting a little bit too long, so get ready for a part 2 tomorrow, hopefully. So yeah, this is my first half, or maybe first 1/3 series about the Call of Duty series. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, subscribe, and if you didn't, fuck off. And yeah, thank you for watching. Okay, so the gameplay video decided to shit on me, and it corrupted, and it's not going to show up. So how about you guys enjoy a picture of my friend Ryan doing a really, really extremely funny face. So yeah, I'm so sorry. I'll try to get some better footage, some actual footage next time. So so sorry. Hopefully it won't happen again. Thank you.